Okay, everybody, on today's episode, it's a very special one. We got the number one expert in all things anime, in all things video game, in all things TV, movies, that stuff that we do. He's also the expert in sports, in music, in current events. We would like to welcome the number one host from the Chaotic Culture podcast, Mr. Kendrick James. Did I say your name right? Kendrick?
Take out the N, Kedrick. Like
Kendrick
Cedric with a
James.
K. Come on, man.
KJ.
There we go. That works.
Welcome to the podcast. How are you doing? How is your past week, man?
Hey, well, first and foremost, Jared, thank you for that introduction, man. I appreciate that. I'm not really the number one in anything, but I do try my best to stay as informed as possible. That being said, man, this week has really kind of been, it had its up and downs, more ups than downs, but still, it's a fairly balanced week. I think that for those who don't know, of course, I'm currently in between jobs. So I was, just trying to work on my resume, try to get my resume out there. I did get a couple of callbacks, so it's just a matter of going through that interview process and actually securing another job. But other than that, I can't complain too much, man. Life is life for real, for real. I just take it as it goes.
Yeah, the in between jobs lifestyle. You are not in there alone. I'm right there with you, right there, revamping my resume using the latest AI tools. And we were just talking about those before you came on, ChatGPT, Gemini, and all that stuff. So I'm right there with you. This fight is hard, but we got to
Yeah,
get through it
tell me
somehow.
about it. I got two whole degrees, and I'm sitting here like, dang, this
Exactly.
market is kind of crazy.
Yo, yeah, that'd be the roughest part. That like you be hella degree, you know what I'm saying, hella educated
Hmm
and can't get no jobs.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because America is not about employing high education people. They
Well, no,
want they want little brain folks to just work the factory. That's what our
hmm
schools are. That's what our schools were designed to do. They were designed to crank out factory workers. We need you
Yep.
to be just smart enough for somebody else to teach you how to use a machine, but not so smart that you start asking questions.
Right.
so, KJ, before we get into me and DeMarcus's week, I wanted to have a mini chaotic culture segment on the BGE podcast because I want to ask you some questions that we don't normally get to answer ourselves. So, okay, so
Hey, that's
first,
perfectly fine.
First, you, as I said, you are the number one expert in all of sports. You have the number one sports podcast out there. So I just wanted to ask you, sports, what is it?
What is sports? That's crazy that you posed that question. The easiest answer I could give is sports is a competition based uh athletic, I guess that's the word that we're going through. It's where athletes compete via teams depending on the sport that you choose
Hmm.
in order to determine a winner. And so that's really the easiest thing that you can go for. Like you can go into the rules of basketball, football, soccer, baseball. You could probably dive deep into MMA if you wanted to go that route, or boxing if you want to go that route, and how they determine winners and losers. But ultimately, it's about two competitive forces fighting against each other in order to determine a winner. And that's really all it boils down to.
Now, we don't talk about sports on this podcast at all because we don't know what's happening. But I do have Twitter, and I've noticed on my Twitter, there have been a lot of conversations regarding the women's championship, a lot more. And they said that the women's championship was more watched than the men's championship. And I remember I was at my aunt's birthday party, and my uncle was even saying that he's not watching the men at all. He is purely in it for the women. So tell me, why is this um uptick in women's sports? Like where is it coming from?
Honestly, I think it's coming from women at this stage being a little more competitive than the men. Also, because the women are really, really highly skilled. When you look at the NCAA women's tournament, you had someone who a lot of people consider one of the GOATs in college basketball, Caitlin Clark, who plays
Hmm.
for or played, excuse me, for the University of Iowa, and just how many records she was breaking as far as her scoring was
Mhm.
going. She was pretty much like if you're familiar with Steph Curry, she's pretty much like the Steph Curry of women's
I'm not.
basketball at the moment.
I'm
Just
definitely not.
the amount of scoring that she was doing, the amount of three-pointers that she was making, and just how she was able to carry her team all the way into the championship round. Now, last year, it got really heated because she knocked off South Carolina at the time, who was the number one
Uh-huh.
seed in the tournament, but then ran into LSU, who was on a hot streak. And LSU had a whole bunch of players like Flage and Angel Reese
Oh, the
and
black
the rest of their
girl.
team. Yeah. So, and then Angel Reese and Flage talk a lot of smack, and they really showed their dominance last year by beating them in the national championship. Now, this year, of course, Caitlin Clark got her lick back, but
Mhm.
then ran into a completely different South Carolina team who last year did not have the outside shooters that they did this year. And so they turned it around, and South Carolina ended up winning the women's tournament this year and stopped Caitlin Clark from getting a championship. So, really, the big talk was about South Carolina being this undefeated team and going 38-0 and pretty much winning the whole thing, where you have Caitlin Clark, who is this phenomenon of a basketball player and really an incredible player itself. And then of course you have multiple storylines with LSU, and then you have University of Connecticut or UConn, who's always in the conversation when it comes to basketball on the men's and the women's side. Speaking of which, the UConn men just won their tournament back to back. So now they're back to back champions for like the first time in, I want to say, 20 years. But yeah, they really came through. So that's why a lot of people were talking more about the women than the men. The men I still watched, well, the finals I watched. Did not watch most of the Final Four because I was too busy watching wrestling.
Mm.
So there's that. But yeah,
Are you excited for the Olympics?
I don't know if I'm excited for the Olympics. I really don't. And maybe it's just because of the promotion that's been going on. We know that the Olympics are in France. I honestly don't know how to feel. Like, I was interested when it was in Tokyo and then COVID happened, so of course they had to hold it in 2021.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
with it being in France, it's not to say that France isn't a great place. It's just I don't know if I'm feeling the same amount of hype that I had for when it was in Tokyo. But I would like the chance to see Sha'Carri Richardson do her thing again. I do want to see what Simone Biles will do at her at what
Mm.
they call an advanced age in gymnastics. So I am interested to see those two women ball out. But as far as like the Olympics itself, I'm kind of like, we'll see. I might watch a few of the matches here. I might watch something in U.S. track and field, but who knows?
Yeah. Um, you was talking about the girl Caitlin Clark. I've been seeing a lot about the what's the black girl name at LSU?
Angel.
Angel Reese.
The Angel Reese. Yeah. Like, because she get a lot of flack for being like competitive and all this kind of stuff. And like, I don't know. I feel like we don't really. Is Caitlin Clark that same had got that same like competitive spirit, or is she more chill?
I'm gonna say like this: Caitlin Clark has that same competitive spirit. She has that same competitive spirit, but does not
Mhm.
get the same amount of backlash that Angel Reese does.
Yeah.
Why? Because
Hey,
mainly
you can
because
say it.
because
This
of
is a
this.
Black Geek Energy podcast. You can say
Right,
it.
right, right.
It's because
So
she's
it's crazy because Angel is black, and people hold her to this higher standard than they do Caitlyn. It's like, oh, with Caitlyn is competition, but with Angel,
Mhm.
it's all this smack talking, trash talking. She's this, she's that, and this is like, yo, y'all just shut up and let these girls ball, please.
Exactly.
So another sports question, then I'm going to then I'm going to move on to the next topic because I still want to go into chaotic culture topics right quick. Who's your favorite
Okay.
wrestler of all time? And why is it Goldust?
Gold dust.
This
Hold
man
on.
said
And
gold.
he went back for that one,
Hold
didn't
He
on.
did.
he?
Now,
Why
now,
are y'all
first and
laughing?
foremost, no, listen, I have no problem with Dustin Rhodes, aka Goldust. I think that he comes
That's
from
right.
an incredible wrestling family, and shout
Yep.
out to his brother Cody for becoming undisputed WWE champion at WrestleMania.
Mm.
But
Okay.
yeah, as far as favorite wrestler of all time, it's really hard for me to say that because there's so many generations of wrestling and so many eras of wrestling to kind of dig deep into. I will say that if I had to pick, it would probably be The Rock. Though
Mm,
this past WrestleMania, I was cheering
Mm.
against The Rock because I mean he was playing the part of the heel, so of course we're gonna
mm,
boo him and whatnot. And plus, I did want to see Cody finish his story, which is kind of crazy, but still, if we're talking all time, just from the charisma to his promos, the fact that he could just get on the mic and just say whatever and people just lap it up, and
Mhm.
the fact that he was entertaining in the ring, he wasn't the most technical wrestler of all time, but he still did an entertaining job to captivate his audience, and so
mm.
that's why I hold The Rock to probably my favorite. If I had to pick a second, it would probably be Stone Cold Steve Austin because that's everybody's favorite.
Yeah, yeah. Watching The
Stone
Rock's
Cold,
interview,
yo, and that's the
yeah,
bottom line. Because
yeah,
Stone Cold said so.
yeah. Watching The Rock's and Stone Cold's interviews were like some of my favorite pastimes when I wasn't studying in college.
But you know, if I could just weigh in on this favorite wrestler conversation, I gotta give it to my boy Hulk Hogan, and Macho Man Randy Savage.
E- So
Both of them
even
was dope.
though he said the
Mm.
N-word, you're still gonna give it to Hulk Hogan?
I
I'm gonna
mean,
say it like this, man.
I didn't know he did. I didn't know he did that. I didn't know he did
Yeah,
that. It was
so
news
Yeah.
to me.
as far as Hulk Hogan and what he's done for wrestling, yeah, great, whatever. Hulk Hogan, the person, Terry Bollea, nah. Can we
Yeah,
cuss on this podcast? Because I really wanted to
Go
drop that
yeah,
bomb
you can
right
cuss,
ahead.
now.
bro. You
Okay,
can
fuck him. Fuck Hulk Hogan. That's all I got to say
cuss.
about that shit. I
Golly.
will always choose Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, over that motherfucker. That's all I got. The rest is Randy
Macho,
Savage.
Macho Man. Yeah.
That listen, and when you look back at a lot of his matches, like Hulk Hogan was the spectacle, but Randy Savage was really the master tactician when it comes to being in the
Mm,
in the ring. Like that dude could actually
Mhm.
wrestle.
yeah.
So yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
KJ. Enough of
Um,
sports. Because I didn't really get what you were talking about anyway. You said something about Steph Curry, and I like totally zoned. Um,
hey, yo, Jerry, you
this
disrespectful.
morning on Twitter, my feed was a buzz because Rick Ross said something against Drake. What is going on with that situation?
Let's start with the whole Future and Metro Boomin
Start at the beginning,
Ooh, we got to
please.
take it back there.
question. Not the second one, but the first one. It starts from there because it really proves that, and I'm just gonna say this, one verse can really fuck up the whole game. And Kendrick has said that, I believe, in the Black of the Berry off of To Pimp a Butterfly, but this really,
Mhm.
unfortunately, it holds true 9 years later. This man dropped one verse on the song like that that got the whole world going, what just happened? And so naturally, Drake had to respond because I mean, we all know that Drake and K Dot don't see eye to eye right now. So Drake drops a diss track, and of course he's saying that it's 20 versus him because everybody in the industry seems to be dissing him right now. Never mind the fact that Drake really be doing petty ass shit that makes people mad as fuck. But regardless, he drops that track. Everyone's just like, oh, Drake came back and he came back with that heat and shit like that. And not even 2 hours later, Rick Ross came with the response. And that's pretty much what it boiled down to is that for some reason, Rick Ross had actually unfollowed Drake off of Instagram. So when you see that happens, it means that something is going on behind the scenes. We don't know exactly what, but clearly there's no love lost at the moment.
Yeah.
And well, when Drake dropped that track, of course, he mentioned Rick Ross. And of course, he also mentioned his age as well. Like, why is Rick Ross getting into this? He's pushing 50, which is kind of a double entendre against 50 Cent as well. But Ross was like, nah, we're not doing that. So 2 hours later, he dropped a response called Champagne Moments and started just cooking Drake. And granted, the bars on that song are not like the greatest in the world, but
Mhm.
Rick Ross is a comedian, in my opinion. Like that
Yeah.
dude can he may not be the best rapper in the world, but
Nah,
people
definitely
want to
not.
sleep on his bars. But on top of that, that dude is a literal comedian. Like he will cook you and make a joke about it. And so that's exactly what he was doing. And that's kind of what it boiled down to, was that it all started with that Kendrick verse. And so when Drake responded, of course, he was just taking shots at everybody that had a problem with him.
Mm-hmm.
And Rick Ross responded not even 12 hours later. That man responded in 2.
Wow.
Yo, that always surprises me, like how fast these rappers can like hear a diss track and then have a response out. Because even with the J. Cole response to the whole Kendrick joint, I was like, damn, I was like, this shit this a whole album. It came quick as fuck in like a
Yeah.
week.
I mean, Beyonce has a
Yeah,
studio
yeah,
in her
honestly.
house, so like, don't like all these major artists have like things in their houses? Drake has one in his house
Yeah,
too.
I
It's they
guess.
houses, they tour buses.
Hmm.
Like if you have that money, you got the resources to make a track in a few seconds, honestly.
But
Which
can you
a
make
lot of
it
people
good
were
though? It's
wondering
like
why. Yeah, what was going on, DeMarcus?
I was saying, can you make it good? Because like I'm not like as surprising as it is for something to come out quick. It's more surprising for it to come out quick and it should be tight. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah, which makes me think that Rick Ross kind of had this one like sleeping in the chamber, just waiting for Drake to say something.
Mm.
That's why I think it was out so fast. But meanwhile, like I guess a lot of people were telling Drake to get in the booth, and why he took as long as he did, because the man really as much money as Drake has, like bro, you got a studio on your bus. Like you can
Mm.
literally drop a diss track at any point in time. I guess he wanted it to be quality and whatnot, which is why it happened. But the problem with Drake's diss track was that it leaked, and so the rollout for the track was terrible. And
Hmm.
that's an L that Drake has to eat, because there was a leak that dropped that I guess was the original version, which were folks were wondering if that was AI, but then he actually dropped the actual polished version, which was even better.
Mm.
So ultimately, though, that rollout he's got to be responsible for, because dude, why are you leaking it? Just drop it, and you could have it could have been a bigger deal if you just dropped it rather than it being leaked,
Mm-hmm.
which is something that Rick Ross has said in his diss track. Like, bro, you why the hell did you leak it? Just say it with your chest if you got to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's been like one of the most entertaining things this week. Like all the diss tracks coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so
I've
you
been
So
said
enjoying
I'm
it.
that, okay, first of all, it's really sad that Rick Ross and Drake aren't friends anymore, I guess, because
yeah. That is no, you are absolutely right, Jared. It is really sad because them two together can make hits.
yeah,
Like they make
hmm
hits.
yeah, because Rick Ross's three, I saw this on Twitter, but the three songs that Rick Ross has that are on the Billboard's top 10 are with Drake. And
Mm-hmm.
his
Mm.
solo song, the highest it received is 17. So that's kind of sad. I hope they can be friends again one day. But what I want to ask you is, you said that Boomin had something, was in this too, and Drake was mad at him, but like, is he just a producer?
Yeah, he is a producer, but that's why I I can't remember exactly how their feud started, but Metro Boomin and Drake also don't see eye to eye. If anything,
Mm.
I don't know if it was over a girl. I know the rumors that Future and Drake had a falling out because of a girl, but I'm not exactly sure if
Mm.
the same holds true for Metro, which is again another reason why Drake need to be leaving these folk alone, and also stop naming people's wives in his diss tracks, because it's like he does, bro. I'm just saying, like right now, this is kind of off kilter, but the last time you mentioned someone's wife in the diss track, we ended up getting the story of Adidon. So I'm hoping he knows what he's doing with this last one by mentioning Kendrick's wife, because we gonna see what Kendrick pull out the clip with that. But still, yeah, Metro Boomin has issues with Drake and had been tweeting some shit towards him a few times. And so
Okay.
I think the whole premise of We Don't Trust You is Future and Metro Boomin taking issue with Drake and
And
inviting the
everybody else is
people who
just straight
don't fuck
shots.
with him like on the album and shit.
Okay.
And so, like everybody else is getting hit, like your J Cole's and your Rick Ross's, all this is like straight bullets. So they just
I want to say that with J. Cole, clearly on We Still Don't Trust You, clearly that verse was recorded before everything started to come out. But
mm-hmm.
I think that when it comes to the song like that, Kendrick wasn't necessarily taking aim at J. Cole. He was straight
Mm-hmm.
aiming for Drake. It's just that J. Cole just happened to be on the song, and so he caught a stray. which is why I see why J. Cole bowed out after he dropped that 7-minute drill and then subsequently removed it from all streaming platforms.
Hey, he
Dude
said he
was
might
like,
delete.
say again.
He said he
He's
might delete later.
well, no, you right. He definitely deleted it. So I'm guessing that with him, he just didn't feel comfortable. He was pressured by outside forces to make the track because he really didn't feel no kind of way. But people kept saying, "No, drop a track, drop a track, drop a track," and so he did. And then afterwards, he was just like, "Nah, I ain't feeling this." So, granted, the hip hop head of me was just like, "Damn, J. Cole, really?" But the black man in me was like, "You know what? If that is your guy, and you were pressured into doing that, knowing good and damn well that he wasn't taking shots at you, then I understand why you bowed out. You was like, you don't want no parts of that."
Now it
Yeah.
seems like Drake is getting hit from all sides, even with Megan Thee Stallion's Hiss this record that she put out a while ago. Like a lot of people said that it was all about Nicki, but I was reading on Twitter, they said that she didn't really say anything about Nicki like that much. Like that was she said more about Drake. So like what did you think about Hiss?
So I want to say that Megan's Law line definitely included Nicki in that, though it wasn't directly at Nicki. It was at a few people,
Mm-hmm.
including Drake, because Drake has been known to be a creep with certain underage stars and underage women.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the song in general, I personally liked his. I thought that was a good heat check. And I think that Megan is just really tired of the bullshit, man. She's tired of people slandering her and calling her a liar and calling her this and that. And of course, trying to paint her out like she was the one that caused harm to Daystar Peterson. For those who don't know, that is Tory Lanez. I just refuse to call him by that name. And a little tidbit: if there's somebody that I do not like, I call them by their full government. Like
Damn.
I'm surprised that I even called Onika Nicki in that statement because she does. I do not recognize Nicki Minaj at all. Like I can't stand her. Like that's what it boils down to. Her rap game is crazy, but Tanya Mirage Petty, the person, is not a good
Yeah,
person.
yeah, the
But
person.
yeah, still, I
Now,
liked his. And I think that Megan really, really has something to say. And I think that she has more to say. But I'm just glad that she dropped that because she's like, yo, she's tired of this shit and she's tired of like people slandering her. So she had to come with it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I think that was enough of chaotic culture on BGE. Chaotic culture door is closed, but we may get back into it later. So just be prepared because we talk about all things on this podcast. Anyways, DeMarcus, tell me how your week has been, little brother.
Week has been, oh man, my week has been it's gotten a lot better. It started out pretty low. Just like some work
Oh no.
shit. Yeah. I don't want to say too much. People that I work with, they listen to my podcast. Uh, so yeah, just like work stuff. So it's just like a rough time there. So I'll
Yeah.
be doing the things I need to do in order to make my situation better.
But you said that towards the end of the week it got kind of better.
Yeah, because at the end of the week, it's like I'm not working no more.
Okay.
Went and hung out with some friends, did some like karaoke. That was pretty fun. What song did I do?
Stronger by Britney Spears.
No, it wasn't that. Damn, I'm trying to. It was on the tip of my tongue until you said that, but
Damaged by Danity Kane.
stop it, Jared. It's not going to be any of these damn songs you mentioned. It's a song by like black people.
There are black people in Danity Kane. Okay, well.
All black people. Anyway,
Okay.
y'all do karaoke?
I haven't done karaoke in a minute. I think I did one last year during the summer when I was in Texas, but
Okay.
I haven't done karaoke in a minute since then.
The
Okay.
last time I did karaoke was on the cruise ship that I took with Loranta. So that was the last time I did it. Well,
What did you sing?
In front of strangers, I sung "I'm Crazy in Love" by Beyonce. In front of strangers, because I have done karaoke like at my friend's house. We put on YouTube or whatever, but in front of strangers, that's the last time.
What's y'all karaoke song? You said "Crazy." That's your go-to, "Crazy in Love"?
No, that's not my go-to. That's the one that they had. My
Mm,
go-to is either Damage by Danny King or Stronger by Britney Spears.
okay.
So
Okay,
that's why
that
you know
explains
those
why.
songs.
Well, I'm not you, Jared.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, Jay, what's your go-to karaoke song, man?
I don't have a go-to either, but I do know that the last one that I sang, and full context, I can sing, but there are certain notes that I cannot hit.
Yeah, you just got to
But
know your
they
range.
asked me, yeah, they told me, or they asked me to sing uh Tevin Campbell's "Can We Talk," and I'm just sitting here like, now
Okay.
y'all know, like my voice is baritone, so me trying to hit these super high tenor notes, y'all gonna get a good falsetto,
Hmm.
and that's really about it. And plus,
Mm,
this was during DreamCon, so my voice is already shot, and I'm like, all right, well, here we go.
Yeah.
So I sang it because I know all the words. If you don't know all the words to "Can We Talk" at this point, I don't know what you're doing. But
yeah.
Ain't
I'm gonna say
80% of the words,
if you are
can we
30
talk?
years, yeah, if you are over 30 years old or older, like you should know all the words of the song at this point. But I sang it and I was just like, when it got to the bridge,
Hmm.
one more chance with you again. That part, I was
Yeah.
like, nope, you get falsetto, and I could not hit that note. I was like, man,
Yeah.
my voice is shot. But y'all gonna get, I'm still perform because I'm a performer, but
Hmm.
nah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
my go-to song is International Players Anthem, UGK and Outkast.
Mm. We did that at DreamCon in 2022.
Yeah.
I didn't perform it; somebody else did on stage, but I was singing right there with him.
Yeah. Because I know all the words to that joint and it's fun. The
Hmm.
song the song I did yesterday or Friday was Clint Eastwood, Gorillas.
Gorillas.
I'm not happy. I'm
Yeah.
feeling sad. I got sunshine.
Yeah, that's my shit, man.
Right. But yeah.
Well, my week has been good.
Yeah.
Another episode of the Gerard Carmichael show came on, and DeMarcus, you are still, it's like you're on this show. Cause I can't escape the parallels of you being on this show. So on this last episode, episode 3, he talked about his friends and how much of a bad friend that he was. For instance, he was invited to be in his best friend's wedding from his childhood, but he
Mhm.
decided that he didn't want to wear Men's Warehouse. So he went and got like this Tom Ford suit, but it didn't match anybody else. So he was late to the wedding, and an hour late. He didn't get to do his speech at the wedding. And then after that, he didn't apologize to the friend and he didn't talk to the friend for like a good time. And along with this, he is letting his other childhood friend who had dreams of acting live with him.
Mhm.
But like he is learning that over the weeks of his friend living with him and trying to pursue her acting career, that he doesn't like a roommate. So he got his friend
Mm.
an apartment for her birthday for a month, but he didn't tell his friend that it was only for a month. So it's stuff like that that makes me like, this is something that Demarcus would do if he was rich and
I
had
wouldn't do
money.
any of that shit. That's
Demarcus,
all fuckboy shit. I would not do any of that. And that's disrespectful. You know what? I'm gonna start doing that shit to you, Jared, just for that.
Demarcus, you have always been a good friend to me, but I can definitely see you like
Mm-mm.
doing some Gerard Carmichael stuff. Like in essence, this show is the most uncomfortable watch. Like he
And it's like a
basically
documentary series or something like
it's a
that.
documentary series. It's a documentary, and he
So all this stuff is actually happening.
this is actually happening. Like he actually put that white man's foot in his mouth. And it's just it's uncomfortable, it's disgusting. Like every week is another episode of like of him being the most horrible person to other people
Mhm.
in the universe.
Yeah.
So I
I
was
don't see how you got me out of that, but okay.
no, it was right there. So I was I was on my 2024 Jardo Awards list, and because I had to write
Mhm.
in what I was about to tell y'all about. And I was like, do I put this on my biggest disappointment? Or do I
Mhm.
put this on what the best TV list? Because even though it's horrible, I can't stop thinking about this show. I can't stop wanting to talk about this show, and I have to see it every week. So is this a good show? Am I disappointed by it? Or
You're entertained, at least. It sounds like.
I'm disgusted, but I keep going back for more.
Mm. Like a yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways. Oh, and I
Mm.
did. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say something else.
Okay. Well, we'll let you finish.
Oh,
Oh,
uh, um, this other thing I did yesterday. I watched all the Planet of the Apes movies
oh my
from the
God.
past 10 years. Getting
Mm-hmm.
ready for this new one that's coming out May 10th, ain't it? I think that's the day it come out. Are
Mm-hmm.
y'all gonna y'all trying to see it?
No,
No, y'all ain't trying to see Planet of the Apes?
no.
I definitely am. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah,
I do want to see it because I've already seen, you know, Rise, uh,
Dawn,
Rise Dawn, and
War.
what was the third one? War. Okay, so I
Yeah,
might as well see Kingdom.
yeah.
My
Cause
next movie in theater is Deadpool and Wolverine.
but they don't come out till like the fall, don't it?
This summer, June or July.
Oh, okay, come out in June. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, but Jerry, it's a lot of other good stuff coming out in between then,
I can wait.
bro. Because like the rewatching the first one made me remember how good that movie is, and then the second one was like not as good. The third one got a little bit better, and it had Woody Harrelson in it, and I fuck with him. But
I don't really want to
I'm hyped
see.
for the fourth one.
I don't really want to pay
Huh?
any more than I'm already paying to see a Planet of the Apes movie without Caesar in it. So I'll pass for it in movies and I'll wait
So
for it
did
to
you
be
see the
streamed.
first three?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well,
You're not a fan. You're not. This is not one of your geekdoms.
Not one of my geekdoms.
Ooh, I thought we go to a Planet of the Apes D&D game. You
Yeah,
know
you
they
can
got
play
the
that
like
by
the
yourself.
Wukong race, and they got a couple of different like ape races in D&D.
Mm.
I think that'd be
that's
dope.
definitely interesting.
You trying to play KJ?
I would attempt to play because I'm not a big D&D guy, but not for not to say that I'm not interested. I just haven't played. So, but I
Mhm.
do at least want to try something like that. I'm interested.
Like
Okay, okay.
like
If
like
we put
D
that
and
together, we'll
D.
have you back.
I mean D&D is like the magic. So how can like apes do magic? Because I have to be in magic class. So
I mean, they are magic classes. They do like nature magic stuff.
okay. All right. Speaking of magic, I have started playing Dragon's Dogma 2.
Mm.
Ooh.
On Gordon account?
No, on my account. I actually got the game. And
Exactly. You had to buy it.
it's not that fun. Well, I don't know if it's not that fun. I just played 5 hours of this game and I haven't wanted to go back. Or I keep saying that I'm gonna go back and then I
Mm.
start doing something else when I was supposed to go back to it. It's like I'm just not in a
Yeah.
urge to play like I was Final Fantasy Rebirth or Spider-Man or God of War. I'm not in like
Mhm.
a rush to play this game. So, and I don't know why that is.
Okay. Um.
Let me put y'all
hmm.
on to something that I watched yesterday.
All
It
right.
is called um, Baby Reindeer. It is the best
Baby
show of
Reindeer.
2024 so far. It's about a comedian, a Scottish comedian who lives in London, who starts to get harassed by a stalker. It's a quick show. The episodes are 30 minutes each. They are 8 episodes. This show had everything. It was a dark, dark, dark comedy. Um, and it goes places where I really don't think that it would go. I really, really, really recommend this to both of you guys if y'all like TV. It was very dark, very dark. He's going through a lot of issues. Um,
What's the name of it
that's
again?
it's called Baby Reindeer and it's on Netflix.
Oh,
Just
okay.
yeah, just watch like the first episode and yeah, you'll be hooked from there. This was like it was a tour de force of storytelling, of you know, of acting, of everything. And like to make matters worse, like this is a real life story that he like fictionalized. So it's even worse that this actually happened to somebody, but he turns it into this comedy and it was just really, really, really good. But yeah, episode 4 when
Mm,
things totally flipped, like it just yeah, it flipped hard. It flipped really, really hard. It flipped it flipped hard.
okay.
So
Okay.
Adding that to
yeah,
my
I
list as we speak.
yeah, I really,
And what's it
really
called one more time?
baby reindeer.
All right. And it's a live action joint, sound like.
It's a live action joint.
Just
Okay, so
clarifying. I want some more details here, Jared.
all right, so is that all that we want to say for the pre-show before we move into the main thing?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. I mean, yeah, that feels like a pretty good pre-show. Pretty solid. Pretty solid.
Yep.
Talked about anything you want to put us on to, KJ?
Um, as far as like actual shows, I just started watching Shogun, and yeah,
Mm.
so I've heard great things. I'm still on episode 1. I literally again just put it on. So, but everyone's
Hmm.
been telling me watch it, watch it, watch it. So I'm gonna watch it, and we gonna see where it takes me.
It's
Of
pretty good.
course, yeah, I'm a big Star Wars guy myself, so I'm also watching the Bad Batch.
Mm,
I can't get enough of Star Wars in general, so I'm interested to see where this goes and how this series ends. And then I can't wait for the other series for Star Wars to come out. Like I'm looking forward to the Acolyte when that drops.
me too.
And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. There's an anime that I actually just binged. It's called The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. It actually drops in
Oh,
I saw
the
that.
yeah.
winter. Yeah, and I just binged the entire thing because I was just waiting for it to get dubbed so I can binge the entire thing.
You
And
one of those.
Yeah.
I posted it on my Twitter page, the Chaotic Cultures Twitter page, and I
Uh,
absolutely love that series. I'm just like, man, can we get a season 2 already? Because this was the right blend of comedy, action, and it just emotion in general. And I'm just like, this
right.
was a really, really solid series, and I'm glad someone told me to watch it because I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Who recommended that one to you?
Uh, actually, one of my homies from the Mike Check Waifu, his name is Martel, but he goes by King Teliano on the
Okay.
page. Yeah, he mentioned it, and oddly enough, his co-host Polo also watched it as well, and they enjoyed it. So that's who gave me the recommendation. And then I usually tune into that podcast for like the seasonal anime to check out. You know, you've got the big ones that you always watch, but they always like to watch the seasonal ones and let you know like
Hmm.
which ones are good to tune into. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Dope. Dope.
Yeah, I
We do
think
that
that
too.
that's our next episode, the
Hmm.
spring anime. So be sure to tune into that one if you want to hear what we are watching, but we definitely watch that. Our what are you thinking of X-Men 97? Exactly.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The silence threw me off for a second. I was like, "What is he? What is he?"
Hmm.
Bruh, X-Men 97. Like when I first tuned in, I thought, yo, this is a great show. When then episode 5 happened, and I'm like,
Hmm.
holy shit.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, listen. If you go back and watch the original X-Men animated series, there are some outdated parts about the show itself. You've got uh certain insults don't make any sense, certain action sequences and certain acting. It's just kind of
Hmm.
like, okay, well, you got to remember this is the early 90s and you know, voice acting wasn't as strong back then as it is now, but goodness gracious, I still enjoy the original series. Now watching this, I was like, oh my God, like what is happening here? And I knew kind of what story elements that they were going to, of course, with the whole life death with Storm. And
Hmm.
yet with this, I just was I did not expect to be dealt with two deaths, quote unquote, in one
Hmm.
episode. Spoilers. I know one of them he's probably still alive, but Gambit, one of my favorites. I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God. No, they did not just do that. They did not just do that. And just to hear from the creator that there's more coming, like 8 to 10, is really about to be a whirlwind of emotions. I got
Yo,
no words, man. This is a fucking fantastic series.
what I'm trying to figure out what comic book they're doing because like the Genosha destruction that we saw just then, like what their culture looked like, and then like the destruction, it really felt like a watered down version of Genosha getting destroyed recently in X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Recently.
Well, when Orcus,
Okay, so you're confusing Genosha with Krakoa. So
oh, you're
Genosha
right, you're right, you're
was
right.
yeah, that happened a while ago. In the comic book, it wasn't the Sentinels that did it. It was actually Cassandra Cain, Professor X's clone. But
Mm,
that's been happening all throughout X-Men 97. They mix and match storylines. Um,
right.
but but you're right. The creator of the show, Bo DiMaio, has been leaking teasers after he was fired from Disney at the beginning of X-Men 97. But he came back to say his thoughts on this episode. But I am definitely loving this show. It's giving me everything I wanted. Another thing that you
Mm-hmm.
you talked about Shogun. So Shogun, from every white person that I heard to watch Shogun, they said, watch it, it's amazing. From every black person that watched Shogun, they said, okay, it's good, but why are they centering the white man around this Japanese story?
Wait, they were
Yeah.
doing what?
Like, like, like,
So,
like they're saying, why are they centering the white man around this Japanese story?
mhm.
Ah, see, I hadn't gotten that far yet, so I couldn't answer that question for you. I will have to watch more of the series and then I'll have to return on a later episode to give you my thoughts.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that because honestly, it wasn't a white person who recommended the show to me. It was my podcast mate Rob J from Inside the Mind of a Blur and Show Go High. He was like,
Mm,
Mhm.
"No, you need to watch the show," and I said, "Okay." So,
mm. DeMarcus, what do you think?
I think they're telling the story from the perspective of the Spaniards or this person or the English when the Spaniard is it the Spanish? The Portuguese had already sort of established a foothold in Japan. So while
Mhm.
this is so technically this story is not a Japanese story, it's a white story that takes place in Japan.
Mm, yeah, yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Which
Already.
I agree. Like this, I think this would be more interesting. I mean, well, I don't know, because I feel like I get enough of like Japanese culture, and there are enough Japanese people like centered. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, a lot of times it seems watching the show, it seems like the main white guy is like supporting cast role to the Japanese people who are actually like driving the plot.
Mhm. All right. Well, I still haven't picked it up. I do want to, but I am probably going to wait until it's over before I actually go into it. But let's go ahead and get into this show. We have more with KJ after this break on Black Geek Energy. BGE commercial? It's Jared here, and before we go more in depth with our geeky discussions, I want to talk to you about something important. Life's an epic quest, full of twists and turns. But guess what? We got a partner for you in this adventure, BetterHelp. You heard it right. BetterHelp.com will connect you with a licensed therapist who gets it. Whether you're battling real life feelings or just need someone to chat with, BetterHelp is your quest guide. So, fellow geeks, go to betterhelp.com/BGEpod. As a listener, you get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/BGEpod. Because leveling up your mental health is just as important as saving the universe. BetterHelp, because even heroes need support.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. We are joined by our good friend, longtime friend in life, new friend to the show, Kedrick James. KJ, how you doing, brother?
It's good to be back, man. It's good to be around friends again. It's been a minute
Mhm.
since I actually got a chance to, speak with y'all and hang with y'all. So I'm just glad that
Yeah.
y'all invited me to the podcast and shit, man. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And it's crazy how like we all end up kind of doing the same thing at the same time in life.
Yeah.
Like, because you got your own podcast going, we got our shit going. Jared, are you ready for the game? You ready for this activity?
I mean, lately you've been having these activities be kind of stacked against me, making them for me to lose, but I'm definitely ready to
I don't make
see.
them for you. I don't make them for you to lose. I make them
Okay.
for them. I make them for to challenge you
All
because I
right.
don't want it to be easy. That's not entertaining for our audience, for our listeners.
All right.
And this one is we're gonna play trivia. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit because I know it's been hard lately, and I want to give you more control over your fate.
All right.
So KJ, we usually do some kind of game. Today we're gonna do trivia. It's gonna be video game trivia because I
Okay.
heard you really into the video games and shit. And I'll try to stick to like video games from like the 90s and 2000s. You know. So we're gonna play the first two. Let's see, I have 30 questions. We're gonna play the first to like 7.
Okay.
You get to choose a category from which I ask you a question. I have a common category, questions the answers are worth 1 point, a hard category where the answers will be worth 2 points, and a easy category where the answers will also be worth 1 point.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, let's make it an even 8. We'll play the first to 8. As always on Black Geek Energy, I have written these questions with the help of a AI. I decide what the right answers are. I give you the points when you give me the right answer, and I'll be the judge of like, oh, that's close, half a point. That's real way off, nothing. Whatever. However,
All
yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good. Any questions? Preguntas?
right. No
Oh,
questions.
Bet. All right. So I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. KJ, what's the number?
4.
Jared, what's the number?
8.
The number was 10. Jared, you're good at this. You always win this part. All right. So Jared, you're gonna go first, and we'll go back and forth. Like I said, you get to choose the category. All right.
So common
Jared.
and easy are both worth 1 point.
So the common category are questions from common games or common questions about common games. So these are going to be your Pokemons, your Angry Birds, like games that got real big and they were pretty much so ubiquitous, like everybody knows at least a little bit about them or heard about them. Easy questions are just that. They're easy. Like these are things you should know if you've been gaming for any amount of time in our age group. Any amount of time in our age group. So these are going to be the easy questions from like the 90s, 2000s. The hard questions are harder. I will admit some of these I don't know. Some of these are just asked in a weird way. Some of these are things that you know inherently, but you just never thought about.
Hard. Hard.
Hard. You're choosing hard first. Okay. I thought you
Yes.
said
Get it
all
out the
right.
way.
I thought you just said all right. All right.
Yeah.
Hard. All right. So the first hard question. What is the name of the secret level accessible through a hidden exit in the Vanilla Dome in Super Mario World?
Sky Hill
You cannot
Zone.
lose points. So any guess is better than no guess.
Sky Hill Zone.
It's actually the Cheese Bridge area.
Oh man.
It's like real. The hard questions like sometimes like real niche
But
stuff.
see, already off the bat, you know that I don't like Nintendo because of Super Mario World. So you have already crafted these questions to be against me, DeMarcus. Did I not go on a rant on this podcast about Nintendo and about Super Nintendo, about Super Mario World for like 15 minutes?
All right. Hold up, bro. I'm gonna need you to calm your tits. First off, you ain't gonna talk to me like that on my own show.
No, because
second, I did not make these questions to be directly against you.
Yes,
so it's it's whatever. It's whatever.
To take DeMarcus aside, my bad, Jared, but I could have said hard and would have got that same question. So I
would have got that exact same question. It was just the first one in the list. Give it a chance. Try hard again. Maybe it's a better question. Right. Anyway, KJ, it's your turn.
Let's go. I'm gonna start off real light. Let's do easy.
All right, going for the easy question. In the game Sonic the Hedgehog, what
Uh-huh.
is the name of Sonic's main antagonist, his main enemy?
You want the American name or the name that everybody calls him, or both? Fuck it, I'll give both.
Yeah, there
Dr.
you go.
Ivo
I'm like,
Robotnik, aka Dr. Eggman.
yes, sir. That's it. That's correct. Easy peasy. 1 point on the board. 7 points to go. Gonna let KJ beat you on your own show. Jared, it's your turn.
Hard. Hard.
You going for the jugular.
All right, Jared. In the game, Mega Man X, what is the name of the villainous organization led by Sigma?
I had never played Mega Man X. The name of the villainous organization.
I don't know if I played Mega Man X, but I played a Mega Man game, and these were the main villains, and I just had never
I actually know
never
this one.
locked it in.
Yeah, I know this one. But I don't forget it
Mm.
answer.
Oh no, you about to
And you said
steal.
Mega Man X, right?
Mega Man X.
Okay, yeah.
You can't steal, but after he answers, you can answer, KJ.
Okay.
Team Rocket.
It is not Team Rocket, and you knew that. You could have guessed better than that. You lazy son of a gun. KJ, what's the answer?
The Mavericks.
That's it. The Maverick Hunters. Yep. See? KJ, you may have to choose some hard questions, bro. It's your turn.
All right, let's do common.
Common. All right. All right. In the game Tetris, what is the main objective of the game?
It's really simple, but at the same time, trying to explain it is like probably really difficult.
I don't think so.
So
I think the first thing you said is true. It's real simple.
yeah, it's the main goal is to, and I'm just going to take a stab at it, is to fit all the puzzle pieces together to where there's none left. You pretty much get to the bottom without having it build up all the way to the top and stopping you from winning.
Yeah. That's a lot of words to say stack the blocks, but that is correct.
Yeah, okay, well, see.
Yeah. So yeah, 1 point on the board. Hey, slow and steady wins the race, KJ. Slow and steady. Jared, what's up?
Common.
Tommen?
Common.
Okay.
I want to say
so you
hard.
Now you a quitter. Now you a quitter.
No, I want
Why
to say
you calling
hard.
him a quitter, man?
I want to say
all right.
hard
In the game,
man.
Super Mario Brothers.
The
What item allows?
What? Okay, keep going. Keep going. Let's keep going.
What item allows Mario to grow larger when he collects it?
To grow larger?
Yeah, what item makes him grow larger in the game Super Mario Brothers?
There's not just one. Like there are a lot of items that make him grow larger. There's the fire flower, the mushroom.
What is the item? What is the specific item whose purpose is growing larger and not other shit?
The mushroom. The mushroom.
Okay. I don't know why your ass trying to be extra smart on this easy ass question.
Because you be trying to do stuff.
I don't be trying to do nothing. You just be getting shit wrong.
All right. Cool.
You came in here with your big britches on, thinking this shit was gonna be easy.
No,
KJ, what's up? What's your turn?
All right, man. Shoot, give me another easy one.
Another easy one. Okay. Which iconic fighting game series debuted in 1991 and includes characters like Ryu, Ken, and Chun-Li?
It's
Street Fighter 2?
That's it.
Okay.
Street Fighter is the answer. 2, I don't really care about.
Okay.
It's Chun-Li.
Yeah, he said Chun-Li. That's why I said Street Fighter 2, because she's not in the original Street Fighter.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, it was just Ryu, Ken, and like a couple of other people, but yeah.
But no Chun-Li. Okay. Okay, bet. Jared, your turn.
Common. No, no, go ahead. Hard. Hard.
All right, all right. Jared say he wanted hard, y'all. That's the Jared I know. That's the man I grew up with.
All the time.
What is the name of the city in which Grand Theft Auto Vice City takes place?
Um, it's based. Oh, oh, is it Liberty City?
No, I think that was a real easy one, Jared.
It was Liberty City, right?
It's
What was it?
Miami, Florida.
No, it was based on Miami. I knew it was based on Miami, but was it like in the game? Was it called Miami?
I think so. Look it up.
I'm
But the
about to
answer,
look it up. We're about to do a fact check. GTA, what? Vice City
Mhm.
city name. Okay, let's. Oh, okay. Let's see. Well, okay.
What does it say? Read it for the class.
So the city is Vice City. It is based on Miami.
Yeah, but I said Vice City in the question. So that wouldn't be the answer.
I knew it was based on Miami.
Okay, anyway. You should have went with your gut. You overthought it and you thought yourself out of the right answer. KJ, it's your turn.
All right, let's go hard.
Oh shit! All right, man. Welcome to the game, KJ. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. In the game Metal Gear Solid, what is the name of the protagonist's genetically enhanced brother who serves as one of the main antagonists? Sorry, protagonist, genetically enhanced brother serves as the antagonist. What is his name?
Oh shit.
Yeah, because you know it, don't you? It's on the tip of your tongue.
God damn. Hold on. We know it. The main protagonist is Solid Snake. But what was his brother's name? Oh shit. Hold on. Give me. Is there a time limit on this? Because I want to make sure that I.
I
Okay.
mean, you can't take 5 minutes, but
Oh no, I ain't gonna take 5 minutes. Shit. Was it? Fuck. What? Liquid Snake?
it was Liquid Snake.
Okay.
You
Shit.
pulled that
Yeah.
out the ass.
I was like, wait a minute, like I know this. Why am I struggling? But all right, bet.
I was trying to think of hints to give. I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "If a solid had an enemy, what would it be?" Then you might
Yeah,
say gas, and I was
liquid.
like, "I don't want to throw him off." 2 points. All right, KJ, you at 5. Jerry, you got 1 point on the board.
Okay. All right. KJ, you just inspired me. I'm gonna go to hard.
Let's go. You got this,
Hey.
Jared. Let's go.
Oh Jesus, Jared. I don't want to ask you this question because I don't think you're gonna know it. What is the name of the weapon used by the protagonist in the game GoldenEye 007 for Nintendo 64?
A gun.
It is a gun. Did you play GoldenEye? Did you play GoldenEye?
No, I did not.
What? KJ, did you play GoldenEye on 64?
I never had a 64, bro. I watched people play GoldenEye, but I never actually got the opportunity to like play it.
But you know what GoldenEye is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is it a gun?
What's the name of the gun?
Uh, uh, the gun blade.
That's definitely a Final Fantasy thing. So
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's
that's a Final Fantasy weapon. Shout out to Squall Leonhardt.
Yes.
right.
Okay.
All right, KJ.
Well,
3 more points to kill this game
what's the
and put
answer?
Jared out of his misery.
What's the answer?
It's the PP7 or
Oh
Walter
my
PPK.
God. Next.
I
All
don't know,
right,
like the
let's
golden gun. I don't know. I didn't know that joint either, Jared.
let's see. All right, I'm gonna go common.
All right, common. Let's see. Which video game character made his debut in the game Pac-Man?
Wait, say that one more time.
Which video game character made his debut in the game Pac-Man?
Pac-Man?
Are you asking me or are you telling me that's your answer?
No, I'm telling you that's the answer. Like,
Yeah, it is Pac-Man.
okay, I'm like, wait a minute, what are we?
That was a tricky one because I was like, I feel because you could
I'm
have
thinking like, yo, this can't
like,
be a trick question, is it? But yeah, clearly.
because I think Mario made his debut in the game Donkey Kong, didn't he? Or the other way around?
Uh
Because they were in the same
no,
game at first.
it's the same game first, but let's see. That's a good question.
Mario was in that
We
Donkey
can answer
Kong
that
though.
later. All
Yeah.
right, Jared, what's happening?
I got to get some points, so I'm gonna just say hard.
Okay. I think you would know the answer to this one. The next one is good. I think this one is good for you. In the game Chrono Trigger, what is the name of the kingdom where most of the game's events take place?
Okay, so I have never played Chrono Trigger.
But you're like a Square Enix person, and Chrono Trigger is a Square Enix game, isn't it?
I
It
am
is.
a Square Enix person. I have played a lot of Square Enix games. And I do know a lot of lore. I have played Chrono Cross to to well, I've exhausted my plays of Chrono Cross basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I know what it is because I have read up on lore.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Guardia? Guardia?
Yes, it is the Kingdom of
Yes,
Guardia.
Kingdom of Guardia. Let's go.
Let's go. Are you looking these up, KJ? Are you cheating?
No, I'm not cheating, bro. Like, I love Chrono Trigger. That's why I
Okay,
was,
okay.
because I was actually, if I got that question, I was gonna prepare to ask you, like, wait, which era are we talking about? Or like, we talking like in the antiquity era, or are we talking like in the present? But
You overcomplicating the question. Just answer
yeah,
it, bro.
I got you.
All right, KJ. If you take a hard question now, you can wrap this up because we playing the 8 points and you have 6.
Okay. Let's
But it's up
do.
to you. It's up to you. Don't let me pressure you. You've been going slow and steady this whole game, and it's been winning. It's been working.
You know what? You're right. So I'm gonna take an easy one.
An easy one? Okay. So what you're saying is you're a coward and you're scared of hard questions.
Nah, I'm taking slow and steady wins the race in this case. I ain't trying to end the game right now. I'm having fun.
All right, bet. All right. So, what is the name of the main character in the game, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time?
Link.
There you go. That's it. For the longest time, everybody thought the main character was Zelda, though. I feel like had we asked this question 20 years ago, everybody would have got it wrong.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, all right. Jared,
Yes.
you back, bro. You coming fresh off a hard ass question. Got it right. No sweat.
Yeah.
Will you choose
Now I
hard
get to play that
again?
game. Yes, I will choose hard again. Yes.
Okay. He say it's comeback season. All right.
Yes.
What is the name of the primary antagonist in the game Resident Evil 2, who is responsible for the outbreak in Raccoon City?
The zombies.
What is the name of the primary antagonist? Zombies is not a name.
The zombies is a proper noun. I've never played this game.
But isn't this like also a Square Enix game?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Resident Evil's Capcom.
Capcom.
Oh, yeah. But you're a Capcom person too, Jared.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are today.
Okay. Yeah, I want to say it is Bowser.
Jared, I'm gonna stop playing these games with you.
I don't know who. I've never played these games. I've seen the show.
The name
but-
was William Birkin.
What was the name again, DeMarcus?
William Birkin.
Oh, I
Why
would have
would,
got that wrong because I would have said Wesker.
yeah.
See, but Wester is a so much better guess though. That's
Yeah.
actually somebody from Resident Evil.
Who would know that common behind name? Like,
I don't
God.
know. I don't know. But KJ, you can wrap it up here. All you gotta do is not get the question wrong. You can take any one.
Yeah,
But
I know. Let's let's do common. Why not?
another common question. All right. In the game The Legend of Zelda, what is the name of the princess that Link must rescue?
Oh my God.
Wow, Zelda.
Wow.
Hey, slow and steady with the race. The story of the tortoise and the hare. Congratulations, KJ. 8 points on the board. You are today's winner. It gets you bragging rights on Jared until the next time we have you back on the show, which I hope is soon. But right now, we're about to dive into our next topic, or to our actual topic of the game. And this is one of my favorites. This is one I've been waiting to talk about. And it was way down on the list until we decided to bring you on. So I doubly appreciate you coming.
Yes, sir.
And so what we're gonna talk about this episode is does in anime do bigger breasts, do big boobs, tig old bitties equal power when it comes to characters in the game? I mean, in the show. Because my theory is that whenever you see whenever they present a big titty protagonist or even antagonist, this lady come in smacking folks up. And maybe she ain't like physically the strongest character, but she got like some kind of unique ability that like makes her like OP.
That is a interesting question because outside of fan service, if we take in strictly on size of titties equal size of power,
Mm-hmm. And so
you might be on to something.
I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that like just because they have big boobs, they are powerful. I'm saying that there's a correlation to, with the writers in anime that whenever they make a powerful woman, they also give her big boobs.
I see what you mean. I'm trying to think. If we do
Before you, we're gonna do a case study and we're gonna look at a couple of examples and see if we can come up with some exceptions. But Jared, what's your perspective? I know that you told me you like boobs, but I know, what I'm saying, that's not really how you see the world.
There's a gay joke in here somewhere, DeMarcus. I mean, what did you do? Just push it on out. Just push it on out. In accordance with this topic, I really think this topic is false. It's very false. Titties do not equal power in anime, even though a lot of bigger titty people have power. A lot of big titty people don't have power at all, and they just try to use their sex. For instance, Mikasa from Attack on Titan, probably the most powerful person in that whole series. The only one who survived the Titan onslaught, the rumbling. Her boobs weren't big at all.
I mean, she stayed. I don't think she had small tits, but you're right. She does not have like the biggest breasts, and she might be an exception.
Anime titties.
No, I was gonna say Mikasa about flat chested as they come, for real, for real.
All right, but so I want to bring up a few examples, and we work through this case study together, and we can discuss these characters and their level of power. And so we'll start out by saying that well, let's define powers and let's define more powerful and let's define big boobs. So for me, when I think big boobs, I'm thinking like the people in the anime where like they run and them joints just be like bouncing, like giving each other dap as they moving around and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think of when I think of big.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I think of powerful, I'm thinking like I said earlier, either they are like physically the strongest. They have some kind of like unique ability that makes them OP, even if they're not physically the strongest, or like there's something like unique about them that makes them quintessential to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Are they, do y'all agree with those definitions? Do y'all have like, are there dissenting opinions? Jerry, it looks like you disagree.
No, I mean your definition of what powers and what big are, I would say are correct. I disagree with the smile that's on your face from the times you have
you smiling harder than I am.
because of you. The smile on your face and the time you have introduced this topic has been extremely comical. But please go on. Please continue.
Okay, KJ, what do you think?
I'm
Is there
in
anything?
agreement with you, man. I think you have the correct descriptions.
All right, bet. All right, so let's look at our first like case study. We're going to compare two people from the same anime. If we talk about Sakura and Tsunade, we know that Sakura eventually becomes like a much more powerful character, and I would argue that her breast size increases with that strength. But when we were introduced to Sakura and we were introduced to Tsunade, they look very different from the front.
Mm-hmm.
And they are they're not even in the same neighborhood when it comes to power levels in that anime. Sakura has little breasts. She is not that strong, and she's hella annoying. Tsunade has huge breasts and is like flicking Naruto across the room with her finger. And she has a unique ability, that little the 100 healings jutsu. I think she checks the boxes in both places.
So I have to say that Sakura, you calling Sakura annoying is part of the problem that I have with people who like anime, because Sakura was not the problem. The guys around her were the problem, and they were making Sakura the problem. But in accordance with this conversation, Sakura did become very powerful. She learned, so she had to go through school and go through training to make herself more powerful. No, Sakura did not have the nine tails Jinchuriki in her stomach. No, Sakura was not a part of the Uchiha clan. But Sakura had to learn from Tsunade how to be powerful, and she became powerful.
She learned from a big-breasted woman how to have big breasts.
The arguments is crazy. For one, I'm not going to get into the semantics of or the physiology of a 12-year-old girl when she, first starting out with the series. But
Fair enough.
as an adult,
Let's jump to if it makes you more comfortable, we'll jump to Shippuden where she's 16 and she still wasn't that strong until she went through Tsunade's training.
Oh my god.
well, yeah, she at that point when Shippuden came around, she had gone through Tsunade's training and she was like physically the strongest Kunoichi out there. And then naturally, of course, by the time the war hits, she had perfected Tsunade's technique. So I'm guessing that you do have a point there, but at least in terms of Sakura is, yeah, she did have to learn from a big-breasted woman, but Sakura itself, even as an adult, ain't very big-breasted either. So,
but it's bigger than when she was a child. So I feel like, if you start with nothing and you end up on like a 5 out of 10, that's pretty good.
I got no arguments there.
DeMarcus,
Okay.
let me go ahead and counter your theory right quick. I want to submit Rukia Kuchiki from Bleach to the conversation.
She's on the list.
Yes,
Such a great set, Jared. It's like you're in my head.
She is not one of those big-breasted women where when she runs, her breasts are dapping each other up, but she's
definitely not.
She is.
She's not doing that. Or Hime does that, but not Rukia.
That's the comparison, boy. Yeah, both of y'all are in my head. That's why I fuck with y'all, man. Y'all are in my head. Rukia and Orihime from Bleach are two examples.
She is an extremely powerful person when she gets her what's their release? The Shinigamis
Talking about Bankai?
Yeah, her Bankai. It's the most powerful Bankai there is. Like that tower of ice. So I think that Rukia could definitely beat Tsunade in a battle. But
I'm not saying the point of my theory is not to say that small breasted women cannot become powerful. Just that they are not powerful when we meet them. And they are not powerful for the majority of the series or shows that they are a part of.
But with
Because that
Tsunade, the
has like
series wasn't about her. And in Bleach, the series is not about her either, but we do see a lot of her growth. In Naruto,
yeah,
you are with
yeah.
Tsunada's lore, you are with Tsunada's back history that isn't a part of the show because you're on Naruto story.
Even
But
but
in
even in the
Bleach,
flashbacks with Tsunade, we see her punching shit down. She punching holes in melons and whatnot. Maybe not melons, but
you don't know
heels.
where she is in her training at that point.
We don't. But we've seen Sakura at similar ages, and the power scale is definitely, you know what I'm saying, Tsunade's on top at every age. You put Tsunade and Sakura at 12 years old next to each other, Tsunade is knocking this bitch out. 16, same thing. 20, same thing.
All right,
And
Demarcus.
then with Rukia and Orihime, you know, let's call it where it is. Like both of them are not powered when we meet them, and we don't know anything about them. Well, we meet Rukia with powers, but she gives her powers up to Ichigo. And so for most of the anime, or for most of the first couple of seasons, maybe Rukia does not have powers, or Orihime does not have powers. When they both get their powers back, Rukia is powerful. You cannot say that she's weak, but she is not, you know, on the scale of Bleach, the other powered people, she's like way behind. Because by the time Rukia get her powers back, Ichigo done had like 2 Bankais. Done, you know, he's starting to like harness his little demon thing. You know, like the other captains have like everyone is like flown past her. In her own world, she's on the weaker side. Whereas Orihime, when she gets her powers,
I disagree.
like all of a sudden she's like the main target of every bad guy because she has this unique ability to not even heal, but to like rewind time so that it was like you were never injured in the first place.
I disagree. Because Orihime, I would like to see Orihime use her power more. And I would really, really love to see that.
She's a gentle
Orihime is
spirit.
not powerful. She
She's
does
a
not
gentle
consider
spirit.
herself to be powerful. She does not even
She
consider
doesn't.
herself to be
But other
a
people
fighter.
do. But other people do.
Okay, but more people do not go and try to kill her than people try to kill Rukia. Like that's a total
I think Rukia.
misconception.
I think by the time Rukia gets her powers back, she throws herself into danger, but she's never a target.
Okay, Demarcus. I think she's a definite target,
What do you
but
think, KJ? We need a third
After
third
listening
head
through
here.
all of this, I don't know because this is such a the argument here can kind of go either way, especially
Mhm.
considering that, as you said, Orihime has a very unique set of powers. So,
Mhm.
granted, she may not be like the physically strongest or the most powerful, but her power is coveted,
Mhm.
especially by the Arrancar when we get to the Hueco Mundo arc. So,
Mhm.
yeah, okay, that it kind of does make sense in that regard. Uh, and of course, Rukia did have to grow into her own after she lost her powers and eventually got them back and whatnot.
Mhm.
And then ended up developing one of the strongest Bankai in the series.
mhm.
It's still like you see her growth and how she started out as nothing, but of course, if we're talking in relation to breast size, it's like Orihime has this very unique set of powers. And granted, again, it's not the strongest, but it's definitely coveted.
Rukia can't
So
heal nobody like that.
yeah, right. And it's kind of hard for me to say. I think that I do agree at least with that statement that
Mhm.
powerful women just happen to have big breasts, at least
Just
in
happen to
that
have
case
it.
study. So we'll have
Yeah.
to see if there's another example that you can use.
And what I'm here to prove today is that it's more common than not. That it's not a coincidence. These men are doing this on purpose. But we
It's
can
fan
we can
service.
but we can have, but why is there fan service on the powerful women? Why can't it be fan service on the weaker women? Questions for another day.
Yeah.
We can file Rukia and Orihime. Well, we can file Rukia under the exception because I can concede that Rukia is powerful when we meet her, but she gives up her power and then she becomes powerful again. And she, more or less, she can stand toe to toe with anybody else in the series. Okay, I'm not saying there aren't exceptions. We talked about Mikasa earlier. Jared brought her up. That small-breasted woman, one of the most powerful in the series, consistently from kids to like growing up. So there are exceptions. Every rule has an exception. The speed limit is 85 unless you're on the autobahn or unless you don't get caught. Anyway, we're gonna get some examples that are not from the same show real quick. We can talk about, matter of fact, I'll do one more from the same show. Kyoka, her name is Froppy on My Hero Academia, and
the frog.
Mirko. Who? And Mirko, the one who Megan Thee Stallion did a cosplay of, the rabbit lady, strong legs.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about, KJ.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of time with Kyoka, with Froppy. We see her develop from like middle school kid come to UA to like, okay, she can do some like unique stuff with her power. She can like become invisible and stuff. It's cute. But she ain't touching Mirko. When we meet Mirko, she's stacked. She's a stallion. And she is kicking the shit out of niggas.
Hold on real quick. You said Froppy?
Froppy.
Okay. So you talking about Suyu.
Oh, wait. I got
you said Kyoka. I was like, wait, Kyoka's earphone.
Kyoka Jiro is okay. We can interchange those two because the argument still sticks. Kyoka Jiro is earphone jack. Yep. And she has the ear jacks as earlobes things. Suyu Asui is Froppy and she has the frog powers. But we can talk about Kyoka. See, all she does is like plug her earlobes into stuff and make it vibrate.
No, she doesn't.
If she plugs into a speaker, she can probably make you go deaf for a couple of hours.
No, that's not the extent of her power. She has a little projectile wave that she can do with her powers as well. So
that's the make you go deaf thing. She can hit you with that little sound wave and your ears hurt like you was at a concert all night. But neither of those two women are touching Mirko.
Neither of those two women, but Toga, who is on that same show, could touch.
Toga, which one is Toga?
She was the villain whose blood. She could do the blood thing.
Toga wasn't gonna do shit to Mirko.
Now
Mirko was gonna kick her chest in before she can even scratch her.
Granted, I have other knowledge because I've read this manga.
Mm-hmm.
Toga could touch Mirko. She could.
And she could not do the blood thing and like copy her power.
If she got her power, she could.
Does learn to eventually copy the person's whose blood she consumes power, as if you've read the manga, like she does eventually learn how to do that.
I haven't read the manga, so I'm gonna probably learn
okay.
This season.
Well,
but I think this argument you bring up now proves my point. It's a small-breasted woman becomes a large-breasted woman to become powerful.
No.
Like literally steals her breast away.
No. Because Toga, her natural
He's having a rough
physique,
time.
Her natural physique is with a smaller chest.
She takes a woman's larger breast, puts them on.
No, she didn't take her breast. She didn't take her breast. She took the other qualities of her, and the breast came with it. The breast came with it.
The breast come with it. Like it doesn't matter whether it's. We're not saying that power because of breast or breast because of power. We're just saying breast and power go together.
But her power is with her small chest.
Okay, so in her power alone is like not very powerful.
It's very powerful because not only with her power, she also has this incredible skill with these blades that can overwhelm any foe.
Okay, cool. Like if she was a regular person in life with you and me, she'll be a monster. But she not. She in there with All Might and Endeavor and Deku and Bakugo, and she keep going after these weaker people because she knows she can get away with it. She ain't going after Deku like that because Deku gonna punch her fucking chest in and then cry about it, granted. But
I think that Toga is a force to be reckoned with.
I'm not saying she's not. I'm just saying she is not the most powerful in her universe, and her breasts show it.
I mean, yo, she's not, but Mikama isn't either.
Mirko
Mirko
isn't either,
isn't
but
either.
she's much more closer to the top.
And I think that Toga's right up there with her.
No.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely.
Now we get into
KJ,
Toga.
you've also read the manga.
Yes. I think when Toga has her awakening, you could probably put her in that that league, but also again, Toga is like 17. So she
So
hasn't
no
really
comments
fully
about her
developed.
breasts.
Yeah, no comments
like,
on
what
that.
about her
Mirko
power?
is a grown ass adult, so it's like
We're talking about
yeah.
power levels here, and we see the kids in My Hero Academia take out grown adults all the time.
Well, yeah, as far as power is concerned, Toga, her power isn't on the same level as Mirko starting out. Now, towards the very end, when she has that awakening, then you could probably make the argument, but it's then you'd also have to consider who else is you'd also have to consider the kids around them that might be more powerful as well. Like we talking about Ochako or Yoravati, who was the one who actually beat Toga. So it's like, well, it's a lot of things to consider in terms of
if I can just
power.
interject real quick, Ochako has larger breasts than Toga.
Oh my God.
I was getting to that point, but yeah. As far as genuine power, I think Toga had she, because it's really kind of left ambiguous on whether she lived or died, but had Toga, and I'm cautioning on the side that Toga is no longer among the living. If she were to become an adult, there's a chance that the little breast that she does have will get bigger, but of course her power
and with it will come more power, maybe. Who knows?
So who knows? Because it's kind of left up in the air, and we haven't got to like the end yet. We're in the end game, but we're not like at the very end yet. So we'll see.
Right.
Okay.
And so y'all bring up a good point that like, oh, these two characters are, we're comparing a 16, 17-year-old character to an adult. Let me I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she's the one that like can create anything from her body.
Oh, from
My Hero.
Yeah,
So this is a 17-year-old. We're going to compare a 17-year-old to another 17-year-old. And her name is, if I can find it,
and
Momo Yaoyorozu.
Momo.
Momo Yaoyorozu. 17-year-old. Momo is pretty endowed at 17. If I was in high school and I saw Momo, shoot, I'm spitting game. I'm trying to holler.
But we're talking about power here, you nasty perv. And according to power, like if we're gonna compare 17-year-olds to 17-year-olds, Toga could beat Momo.
Toga ain't beat Momo. Finna make a gun and just cap her. Like Momo is whooping that ass.
So in the manga, she talks about how like simpler weapons like bow staves and stuff are easy to make, but things that are like complex, like guns or chemicals or anything like that, it takes more out of her, and she needs longer to create, and she needs like a distraction when she's creating them. So yes, Toga can fight her without using her powers and win. Are you serious?
I think Yaoyorozu also got hands though. Like she ain't just a printing machine.
Well, we've never seen it.
You ain't got to see it. Because
this argument,
if we gonna use the never seen it, we never see it excuse. Shoot, we never see Rukia win a fight. Like maybe one time when she first got repowered. We never see Sakura really do anything that's more impressive than the main characters or the actual powerful people on her show.
That's false, because Rukia has definitely won a fight, even in the Bleach series that was on just now. So we've seen her
Fair
win
enough.
fights. And
Fair
Sakura
enough.
has held her own in all these battles. No, she
Held
has
her
not.
own.
No, no, no.
Held.
No, she has
Hey,
not had any major victories beside Naruto and Sasuke, but she has held her own. And being a
except for
part
the
of
last
that
one. Except for
three,
when they all three of them
being
was fighting Kagura.
being a part of
But
I was
that
gonna
but you
say,
could argue
three,
that
are
was
we
the most.
forgetting? Well, I know that she had help with Granny Chio, but I mean, she did give Sasori the business though.
she did.
Yeah, yeah. But this is after she had gone through training
Oh
from
my
a big crystal.
God. All right. I'm
I
gonna
gotta. I can't give you this one, Jared.
no, no, no,
Like
no. I'm
Toga
gonna
is just
introduce to
strong.
you a whole universe of mostly small-breasted females who are insanely powerful. I'm talking about
and
Chainsaw
it's and
Man.
it's not. And
I'm talking
Jared,
about the
it's not.
Chainsaw Man universe.
I don't want you to take my perspective as small-breasted women never have power. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that usually 80 to 90% of the time, you're going to see power paired with larger breasts.
No. In
Yes.
Chainsaw Man, you have Makima, who is these like she can control people. In Chainsaw Man, they
Which
are
one is
Uh,
that? Which one is Makima?
she is well in the animated series right now, she's the one who is over um uh
Mm,
Denji.
mm.
So
I don't
she
think her
like
breast. I wouldn't say her breasts are small.
you wouldn't?
yeah.
I
I mean,
wouldn't.
they don't be fighting each other when she runs.
But she
I
ain't
don't
got
that
the
was the
finesse.
criteria.
I mean, that's an
I was gonna
example.
say
That is a
Makima ain't like small chested,
yeah.
but
That's an example. That's an extreme example to make a point.
Okay, okay.
also fuck Makima. She's terrible.
Yeah, she is
Hmm.
terrible.
She was
Okay,
manipulating that
so
man sexually.
not Makima. Um,
Oh, why not Makima?
because
Because she has large breasts and
she's
she's
not
strong.
small-breasted enough.
Okay, so you just brought up an example that also lends to the theory.
No, I didn't.
All
Because
right,
she's dead.
I have more
I
examples,
want
but
to go
I
to
want to
Konosuba.
because I think we're getting close to
Megumin in
time. We're getting close to
Konosuba.
time, and I know you want to do this rapid fire thing with KJ. We're getting close to time. Let's take a break. Let's
Well,
come back. We can let our fans decide.
let me just say Megumin in Konosuba.
Okay.
Now Konosuba is an anime where you have this extremely small-breasted woman who completed school. So, but I don't know how old she is, and she
Hmm.
can let off one extremely powerful spell a day explosion that can do unimaginable damage. And she is alongside this other lady, Darkness, who um who has much, much, much bigger chest, but she has no attack power whatsoever, but she has an incredible defense. So who would be the most powerful person in this argument?
I'm not sure about this one. I don't. I try to use things that most people will be choose. I try to choose anime and characters that most people will be familiar with because I'm not familiar with Konosuba. I haven't watched that one.
I haven't got to
Um,
Konosuba yet either.
yeah, so Jared, it's who would be the most powerful? My answer to you is who cares because no one watches the show.
No, Konosuba is in its third season right now, so a lot of people watch it, and it had a spinoff which centered around Megumin. So Megumin is the most liked, and she is most powerful because she can
KJ,
blow
have you seen
everybody
any
up.
of these things
I haven't seen Konosuba.
or
But
the
I
spinoff
again,
that focuses on Megumi?
no, I haven't.
Yeah,
All right, well, we can
yeah.
move on.
So I from our exam from some of from our case study, it seems that there are exceptions to the rule. Rukia, Mikasa, others that we've mentioned. Some people like toe the line. Some people become more powerful as they grow.
Grow
And may not
up, not grow
necessarily.
wider.
I was just to make that distinction. Some people become more powerful as they develop as a character, and not necessarily in their physicality. Um, I don't think. I think the theory still holds because the women who we meet that are powerful. I think one thing that I can point to from this case study is that whenever I mentioned a powerful woman with big breasts, there was no question, there are no circumstances, there's no like, oh, well, this happened and that happened, and something else, and then she became powerful. It's like, no, like she's powerful, no questions asked. Yeah, I was like Toga. Like once she had her awakening, and she does this other thing, and like if under the right circumstances, it's like saying Batman can win with preparation.
But you're comparing somebody who does not have a story in that series. Like the Rabbit Girl doesn't have a
Ringo does
story
have
in
a
the
story.
series
It's
where
a
we
short
see
one, but she
her.
does have a story.
No, but we don't see the story. Like we can see Toga's story. We do not see Tsunande's story. We see Sasuke's story. So it's not fair. It's not the same. Like when we see
We
people
see
grow up and we
Sakura's
see
story,
them.
and we don't care.
We see whose story?
We see Sakura's story. Sakura. We see her story.
Okay.
And she becomes more powerful because of it.
No. And Hinata. She doesn't have big breasts, does she?
She doesn't.
I think
She doesn't
Hinata
start with big
grows.
breasts, but they definitely grow in.
Yeah,
they definitely grow in. Like by the time she's like defending Naruto's life against Pain, she ain't part of the IBTC.
Okay. Well,
yeah, she definitely grows into hers, and when she's older, they out there. Yeah, when she a whole ass adult, you just like, God damn, Hinata, what the fuck? Where did this come from?
Okay. Oh man. Hey,
let's move on.
Okay.
You haven't convinced me. You may have convinced somebody else. I'm not convinced. KJ, are you?
So where do you land? Like you were.
I'm kind of in the middle, man, to be honest. I think that it is you have a good case. We just have to, I guess, do more and discover more characters that are out there and find out,
all right,
does power correlate with what with having big breasts?
With breast size.
Or does big breasts correlate with having power? That might be the better statement.
You're right.
Where I'm at is the patriarchy has given us some great characters, but they always draw them in ways that can excite them instead of drawing who they are as a character. So that's where I am right now.
Who are you to determine what these characters are supposed to look like?
I am one of the hosts of the Black Geek Energy podcast.
All right. And on that, we'll take
that my opinion is right. So we're going to take a quick break and come back. And we're going to ask KJ some quick fire questions here on Black Geek Energy. We are back with KJ from the Chaotic Culture podcast. KJ, every time we get a new guest, we like to ask them some quick fire questions to just see where they are and how they align with some of our interests. Now, these quick fire questions come from some of our favorite past episodes. And they are quick fire, so you don't have to go into detail with your answer. But if you feel like you have to explain yourself, please explain yourself because we want to hear your thoughts. So, yeah. Are you ready?
Cool. Let's do it.
All right. Number one, what superpower would you have if you could pick a superpower?
If I had to pick a superpower, telekinesis. Yeah.
Okay.
Moving things with my mind, all that good shit.
Okay. Um, Professor X or Magneto?
Magneto.
Mm, that's the right answer. Who would you pick, DeMarcus? Because you're kind of
Magneto right now. Team Magneto
okay.
right now.
Yeah, yeah. You say right now, and I just want to let you know that right now means that you're anti-black. Anyway, KJ, back to you. Who was your favorite black playable character in video games?
Ooh, this is tough because it's not a lot. Um, shit. I'm going to say, and this might be a little bordering on the stereotype, but I do like the way that Street Fighter has done this recently. So I'm gonna say DJ because he has such a unique fighting style in Street Fighter, especially Street Fighter 6. It's not a simple fighting style at all. His specials are easy, but like to chain together combos is a bit tricky. But I do like that, and I love his energy. So if I had to pick someone, it would be DJ. Now in past games, I would have been like hell nah, but in Street Fighter 6, absolutely, he's a main.
Okay. Okay. What is your favorite class in D&D? I know you haven't played D&D, but like, do you know the different classes?
Uh, Lay out like the different classes for me just so I can be familiar.
So it's fighter, monk, sorcerer, wizard, druid, paladin, cleric, barbarian. Am I missing one, DeMarcus?
S-
Bard.
And bard.
So what's the difference between like a sorcerer and a paladin? Because I feel like I'm
A sorcerer knows its spells innately. A paladin has a blessing from its deity, but it's mostly a warrior fire. It can heal, but it's mostly a warrior fire.
okay, then I would probably border on the side on the lines of sorcerer then.
Mm.
Mm,
Okay, okay.
mm.
Is
You say
Bat
wizard too?
Yeah, I said wizard.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Is Batman a super villain?
No, I've always deemed Batman as like an anti-hero of sorts.
Mm.
Yeah, it's I know he borders on the line of like vigilante. I wouldn't call him a villain because there's a lot of when it comes to Bruce Wayne, I think Bruce Wayne is a villain.
Mm.
Hmm.
Batman, Batman, the hero itself, like he's more anti-hero slash vigilante. Like he has his reasons for fighting the crime out there because there's a lot of villains out there that just are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in the Batman series.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you don't think that for Gotham, for him not to completely kill the Joker, even though the Joker is going to get released and kill Gotham City residents,
I
that's not a
mean,
villain-like behavior?
police wouldn't gonna kill the Joker anyway, unless he shot them and they shot back. But outside of defending themselves, like in real time, police would not try to kill the Joker.
Mm.
They would try to arrest him. So it's I kind of get it. Batman's ideology is like he can't kill anybody, or he won't kill anybody, and I kind of get what he's saying because I personally, I don't want that blood on my hands either. But if Joker did some fuck shit like what he did in Injustice, then it might be like, okay, now you gotta take him out.
Yeah,
But as far as just Joker in general, it is what it is, I guess.
yeah. And I love Injustice. Um, Star Trek or Star Wars?
Star Wars. I
Mm.
love Star Trek, but Star Wars all day.
Okay. Martin or Living Single?
Living
Mhm.
single.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes,
Uh,
sir. Yes, sir. No shade to Martin. I love Martin, but I will literally go back and watch Living Single like I've never watched it in a day in my life.
yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Okay.
Was Avatar Korra a good avatar?
Oh my God. I hate this question so much because I have my do I think that she was a good avatar?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm.
Um it's not from sense of power. I just think that she doesn't have her priorities straight. But then again, when you're born with the power and you like automatically know how to use it at jump, then yeah, I could see why it took a lot of growing for her. Especially towards the end of the series. Like at the beginning, I just could not stand Korra, but you could see her
Hmm.
growth within it. But as the Avatar, I don't think she was a good Avatar. That's just me personally.
Mm. Favorite anime characters to ship?
Favorite anime characters to ship. Okay. Now, is this like the ship already exists or my own head canon?
Yeah, it's your head can, or it's whatever you thought. Like I said that Naruto and Sasuke were my favorite anime characters to ship.
Ah, I mean, with all the jokes that was coming out from their beginnings, I wouldn't
Mm.
blame you. I honestly, that's a common ship. Me personally, I I'm not the biggest person who likes to ship characters, but if I had to pick, I personally like, and maybe this is just kind of like recency bias. I like Ken Usato from The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. I want
Okay.
him with film. I
Okay.
don't want him with Suzune, the hero.
Mm. Hmm.
I want him with old demon chick film because you can
Okay.
tell that she really likes him.
Yeah.
Ah.
So yeah,
She's
and
very
I think
submissive to him. I don't think that she likes him, but she's very submissive.
Mm.
well, he was the first person to show her warmth. So
Yeah.
she clearly he imprinted on her. So I'm thinking that's gotta happen sometime soon. And maybe it might be one of those instances where he has multiple girls or multiple wives. I don't know what the rules of that
Mm.
the kingdom of I forgot what is linger. I don't know
Hmm.
what the rules of engagement are with that kingdom, but we'll see, I guess, in the
Mhm.
future.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, Best anime theme song, either beginning or the ending theme song.
Best you said best anime theme song?
Yes.
Veronica slash Veronica by Aqua Times. Bleach opening number 9, I believe.
Sheesh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I'm
either
gonna
9 or
listen to
10. I
that one.
can't
I'm gonna
remember,
listen to that
but
one when
that's
we get off of here now.
yeah, it's the one where he's walking at the beginning, he's walking in the middle of Hueco Mundo, and then they do the montage of all the captains and whatnot. Veronica is
Mm.
one of my favorite songs.
Okay.
Next question. Adventure Time or Steven Universe?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Steven Universe.
Mm, okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What is the best anime to watch for a first-time viewer?
The best anime for a first time viewer?
Yes.
Oh man, that's a loaded question because it really just depends on what people like and
Mhm.
what they're interested in. So, but if you just want an anime like out the blue to start watching, if you just need me to pick something random, um, I am going to say I'm gonna pick a short anime that's it's not like super super short, but not super long. I'm just gonna say Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood because I
Mm.
think it's a great
That's a good
story.
one. Yeah, yeah, real good story. I like how they stick closer to the manga in there.
And
Yes, absolutely.
I did not like that one, but I like Full Metal Alchemist nothing.
He, I
That
I
one's
know
better to
you
me.
you liked the original Full Metal Alchemist as opposed to Brotherhood. I like both, but I like Brotherhood more
Yeah.
because I
Okay.
think Brotherhood tells a more coherent story. But that's just me.
And Full Metal Alchemist tells a more mature story.
I guess if that's what you want, if you go for the maturity over the coherency, then I get it. But I was confused at the end of Full Metal Alchemist. I ain't gonna hold you. Like the fact that
Exactly.
I
I'm
had
like,
to
where am
go
I?
and watch a movie to end it, and I still was kind of confused. I'm like, huh? But at least with Brotherhood, we were like, okay, this is the actual story. We actually get a definitive end. That it makes it make more sense.
Okay, okay. Um, who is the best dad, Goku or Vegeta?
You said who was the best dad
Hmm.
out of Goku and Vegeta? I would say now it's Vegeta. If we
Mm.
talking present, it's Vegeta now, but leading up to it, I would have picked Goku over Vegeta before Super.
Okay. Okay. Who is your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero, Static Shock or Static.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a big Virgil Hawkins guy.
Okay. So isn't Jaden supposed to be him in the live action something coming soon?
I hope
Who
not.
knows, man? They've been working on this Static movie for who knows how long at this point. I'm just like, if we can just get a movie out, as long as it's good,
Yeah.
and I could care less who plays it. If Jaden plays it and he does a great job, great. If he don't, then I'm gonna be looking at DC with like y'all can't make good movies apparently or good live action movies.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Okay, final question. Who is your favorite Black character in TV, movies, cartoons, anime, video games, or whatever, who isn't Black? And like we said, the Thundercats were some of our favorite Black characters. Skeeter from Doug. So, who's your favorite Black character who isn't Black?
Okay, so they're not black, but they're black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh I know Piccolo is the obvious answer. I don't want to really say Piccolo.
Yeah.
Um, it's so maybe it might, and Zoro from One Piece also gives the same energy as well, but
Mm,
like, but he's not even really black for real, because technically Usopp is black. So,
yeah.
um, shit, y'all might have took this one. I'm gonna say Thundercats because I think Panthro is probably like the blackest one out of all of
Mm.
them.
Mm-hmm.
And Panthro is my guy. I really wish that they continued the 2011 series because there was such good
Yeah.
storytelling
Oh,
there.
it
But of course,
was.
because of toy sales and other shenanigans going on at Cartoon Network Studios, of course, it never got another season. So, boo. But as far as Thundercats in general, like Panthro, I that is my guy, 100%.
Yeah. Panthro's a good one. All right, guys, that ends the quick fire section with KJ. If you want to submit a quick fire question, you can email us at blackgeekenergy at
Mhm.
gmail.com. You can um send us a DM on Black Geek Energy on both Instagram and Twitter. You can send us a DM on no Instagram and TikTok. Oh Lordy, I'm messing this up. On Twitter, our username is BGE_pod. You can also find us on YouTube, Black Geek Energy, where you can comment in the section in the comments section and leave us a thumbs up and leave us 5 stars on iTunes and leave us a comment on there as well. KJ, this is an amazing show. We
Hey, appreciate
love,
y'all for having me. I had a ball.
yeah. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, thank you for coming. We love your insight on all things geeky and on all things sporty and current events. Like, because I didn't know what was going on. I know Demarcus didn't know either. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that. Um, where can they find you?
So y'all can follow me on all social media at K3D the Pro. That's my personal page. If you're looking to get into the Chaotic Culture podcast, you can follow us on Instagram at Chaotic Culture Pod. You can also follow us on Twitter at Chaotic_Culture. And then check us out on your favorite digital streaming platform or digital service provider. We are across the board on all of them, from Spotify, from Apple Music to Amazon to iHeartRadio. I would say Google Podcasts, but Google Podcasts is actually getting ready to end if it hasn't ended already. So you can definitely find us
Mm.
on YouTube as well at Chaotic Culture Podcast. And definitely check us out, man. I cover everything as far as relating to Black culture or Black geek culture and Black nerd culture, but especially, Black music. And then also I like to interview people who are up and coming, whether they be up and coming artists, whether they are up and coming business owners, whether they are doing content creating, whatever the case may be. I always want to highlight Black folk who are in our community doing something positive, and as well as avoiding the shenanigans that come with being a part of Black culture. So
Mhm.
definitely check us out if you have not gotten the opportunity to. Again, we're live on YouTube as well. Just dropped an episode about WrestleMania. So if you're into wrestling, of course, we always say wrestling is for the DEIs or the niggas. So definitely,
Mhm.
definitely check us out. And then we're getting ready to do another nerd episode coming soon. But if you're definitely into music as well, that's how this podcast started, because I love music in general, and I wanted to do something that we knew that brought Black people together, and that was our music essentially, and that's pretty much what our culture is based off of. So with that in mind, definitely check us out on those streaming platforms. And if you have any questions, just hit me up and let me know. But thank you once again to BGN for definitely having me here. BGEN, excuse me, for having me on the pod, man. I definitely appreciate it.
Yes, yes. Thank you, because Black culture is America's biggest resource, and you are on the pulse of everything. And I definitely listen to your podcast to see what is going on in Black culture today, because there's a lot to keep up with. DeMarcus, any final words?
I would like to give you the final thought. Didn't feel like I
Yes.
ran this episode. So yeah, if you can give us like a 2 minute final thought, that'd be great.
First of all, don't pigeonhole me with a time limit, because
KJ got to go, and we got to wrap this show. So let's go.
okay, okay. And don't yell at me either. Okay, final thoughts. We talked about women's anatomy. And we tried to correlate, or DeMarcus tried to correlate their growth of the women's anatomy to the level of power that they had in their respective universe. I think that I successfully counter argued him, basically calling DeMarcus a dumb freaking idiot for even bringing this up on the podcast on BGE. And for my final thoughts, I would just like to say that I asked DeMarcus a question on last week's episode, and it really hasn't been sitting well with me. To let your friend of however many years, at least 15, die because you don't want to suck venom
Shut the
out
hell up.
is very,
Be
very
out. That's the show.
no,
Thank you
this
for
is my,
coming.
I'm not at 2 minutes yet. I'm not at 2 minutes. I think that is very, very concerning for a friend. And that's why I think that you're like a Gerard Carmichael friend.
Shut the hell up.
Because if I was dying by a snake bite and I was like, DeMarcus, you got to save me, and you said, oh well, but the thing is, like, this other friend, he has children, he has a family, he has loved ones that would be sad that he's leaving and who are depending on him. And I just really think you are a Gerard Carmichael friend. On top of that, I'm not in your wedding, and we have been friends for 15 years now, since 2009, and me not being in your wedding proves that you
You at
are
2 minutes now.
can I finish? Can I finish? Me
Wrap
not
it
being
up.
in your wedding proves that I'm not a friend to you, or a person of consideration. I'm just your coworker. So yeah, BGE out.
All right. That's the show.
What's happening, my fellow geeks out there? It's a new year. Welcome to 2024. New me, or the same you. However you want to play it this year. I am here to tell y'all that I am in a much better space mentally, and a lot of that is due to getting, I'm not going to say the help I need, but having someone to talk to objectively, like that third party who's just there to give you advice and not really trying to put their own judgment on you, and also like kind of helping you, think through some of your thoughts. Maybe you're an external processor, maybe not. But you can do all of these things with BetterHelp.com. So you can be in the same place I am. You can be in a better place than I am. You can improve the way you think and the way you approach situations just by having someone to talk to about it that is not there to judge you, that is available at the send of a text, that you can switch them out if it's not working. If they're not giving you the advice you need, you can just say, hey, BetterHelp, give me someone else, and they'll find you someone else to partner with. Tell you it's an amazing service. And if you tell them we sent you, you're going to get a discount. Because why would we tell you to go if we're not going to hook you up? So go to betterhelp.com/BGEpod and tell them DeMarcus sent you.